Hey guys, welcome to this video. So today we are going to talk about my GeoFiber experience because I have been using GeoFiber for past 10 to 11 months or something like that. So I'm going to be sharing my experience with regards to the installation, what plans I use, how my experience has been so far, the downtime, the speed and everything. So if you are looking for GeoFiber as an option for broadband connection at your home, this might be a useful video for you. Alright, so first thing, before GeoFiber, I had ACT when I got to Chennai, and the first connection I got was ACT because Airtel was not available in the area. So I went for ACT because it was a well-known brand, and I got some responses saying that ACT is good in Bangalore and other places, but locally in Chennai I didn't have anybody who was using ACT, so I just went on with it because that was the only option available. GeoFiber was not available at that time. I paid the advance and everything, and experience was up and down, and I was really not happy with the experience whatsoever because every time there was a downtime, it took like 3-4 days and there was never proper response from the customer service. Neither they were responsive in when the resolution will happen, none of those things. And one time what happened, the connection got cut and it was a huge issue, but the net was not available for 10 days and they didn't do anything to compensate for that, and they just went on with their business as if it's nothing. So it didn't feel like it was worth the time. So after that, the period of advance payment I had made, I really wanted to opt out of ACT, and that was the time I chose GeoFiber, hoping this would bring in the positive change for me because I was very skeptical with how these people will give the connection, whether the response will be good, how the customer service will be. So the first thing which you should know about Geo is the kind of plans that are available when you are selecting GeoFiber. What is the requirement for you, and based on that how much speed you want and what is the plan you want to choose. Choose according to how many devices will you be using and how intense the activity that will happen in those devices will be like. If you are downloading too many things, if you are watching movies and everything, so depending on that, have a connection and the speed according to those kind of requirements. Alright, now first things first, I am living in Chennai, in Nolambur area. So in this area they gave me the connection. First things first, what you have to do, I'll start the process and say how it went. So first things first, what you have to do is you have to get to the geo.com/fiber website and then go to get GeoFiber, and in this you have to enter all your details and then press proceed. Okay, now once you do that, you will get an intimation saying you have requested for some so and so thing, and then you will be given an engineer who will come and visit your place and see whether connection is possible or not and give you all the details, and those process will go on. Now what happened to me in this was, after this was done, it took around 1 or 2 days, which usually happens. That was completely fine. When they came and approached me, they were trying to sell me higher priced plans, because that's how the branches work and they want to show the sales as higher price, and that's the reason they always want to make a higher sale of bigger plans. Since I am living by myself and I am the only one using a PC and a mobile, that is all my usages, so I just needed the basic 399 plan, which is 30 Mbps up and down, download and upload. Okay, but they just wanted to sell the 399 plus 200 plan. So when they came and asked for what kind of plan I was looking for, I said I wanted the 399 plan, but they simply kept saying that this plan is not available. because the company is trying to sell along with the OTT support, which is $399. You pay the usual one plus the $200. Whatever plan you go for, plus $200 will be the one with the OTT support, which is the the set-top box and stuff. So you have to make the advance payment for that as well. I was not interested in that. So because of this, they just said that this plan is not available. The company Jio itself has taken out this plan, and they just wanted to make the $599 into 12 that sale to me. So I was not okay with this plan at all, and I just let them go back and decide for themselves, because that took around I don't know how many months, because I really wanted $399 plan, but they were just not okay with it. So I got calls from Mumbai, I got calls from some other place as well, saying why didn't I go for the connection, and why did I not take it in the first place. I just said that this is the requirement, this is what it is, and they were not willing to give me. They immediately said, but this is not the case, because we have the plan, and this is available, it has not been taken out by the company. Why is it being said this way? So after all this confusion happened, I just said, see, the thing is, as a customer, I am willing to pay the 6 months advance you guys are asking for, in case you don't want to pay the installation charges. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with paying the the 6 months advance. I am ready with it. I am willing to pay that. But the thing is, you guys have to decide whether you are okay with giving the $399 plan or not. Now, after all these things, I don't know what happened within them, because they might have got a call saying that why didn't you proceed or whatever. Because after that, an engineer came to my house, and after lot of discussion also, they were trying to sell me the same thing again and again, because they are so desperate in doing more and more sales that they don't want to make a sale which is already ready. They just want to make a higher sale than what is being said. Always make the bigger sale when even that is not the requirement in this scenario. So after all this confusion happened, they finally settled for $399 plan, and they were okay with it. They finally finalized it, and then after all the procedures were over, I had to give my Aadhaar card and all those details for them to enter all the details in their mobile through their software, and then I had to make the payment for 6 months advance. If you guys have to make a connection where you don't want to pay the installation charges, you have to pay 6 months advance for any plan. So basically for this, you will be having the $399 into 6 plus 18% GST. That's how it goes. So you have to make the payment. I think it comes around 2000 something. That amount you have to pay, and once you do that, you will get your connection, and the connection person is different person who will be coming, and they will be installing the wire through the nearby box, and then a connection will come to your home. Once that is done, you are ready with the connection completely. Now coming on to what are the plans available and what you need to select. If you want the $399 plan, which is the 30 Mbps unlimited data, you can go with the $399 plus GST, which comes to $470 for a month, and that you can just continue, keep paying and paying and paying. I think it's billed at 10th or 11th of every month, so you have to pay within that time. One thing you have to understand is, when you opt for the advance payment where you don't make the installation, you are automatically put under postpaid category, not the prepaid category. So the difference is, postpaid works like postpaid. You can pay the payment and you are charged accordingly. You will not come under prepaid, because if you are going under prepaid, the plans are similar, but the main difference is you will be charged for 30 days, like how you do it for mobile. Like mobile, you recharge for certain amount of days, and the connection is available for these many days. That is the exact way it goes. But for this, you cannot get the the benefits like no installation charges or extra days, because in that you get extra days when you pay for 6 months or 12 months. So for 6 months advance payment, not the initial one, the later one. The initial one is only for installation charges waived off. Then next time you pay the 6 months, you get 15 days extra for 6 months advance, 30 days extra for 12 months advance. So that is how it works. Other than that, it's pretty much similar. Okay. So in this, one thing I wanted to show you is under the 999 plan, when you pay the prepaid one, you get Amazon Prime, Hotstar, Sony Live, Z5, Jio Cinema, Sun Next. All these things you get. This is a really good plan. If you want 150 Mbps with OTT, you can go for this one. Now coming on to 1499, which is like 500 rupees extra than the 999 plan, where you get 300 Mbps. If you have a lot of devices, it makes sense, otherwise it doesn't. Now personally, I don't feel it's worth it, because you just get Netflix Basic in this. Now Netflix Basic is basically 720 pixels for the the plan you get, and that is just for 199 per month, and you get support for a TV and all those things. Only one device can be viewed at a time. Okay, so it is not the standard 499 plan which is for 1080p and you don't get 2 devices support and all. It's the basic one, so it's just 200 rupees extra, but 150 extra Mbps is coming. So only if you are someone who has lot of devices, if you have lot of download happening whatever you are using, then only it makes sense, because you are paying 200 for the Netflix Basic as extra, and remaining 300 would be considered for the extra 150 Mbps you are paying for. Alright, so take this plan only if the amount of usage and 300 Mbps makes sense to you. Otherwise, go for the 999 plan, completely fine, and should work very well with 150 Mbps consistently. Alright, this is the same. I think this is the same for this as well. In this you will have different things for different plans. Let me just see all the plans here. So yeah, for the 399 plan, 599 is the OTT added one. Okay, so now under 100 Mbps you have 699, which is the basic 100 Mbps up and down unlimited plan. Bill cycle as per the thing I said, 10th or 11th of every month it is charged. So in that there are 2 additional ones which you can opt for here. In that you saw only 999 where Netflix Basic are available, right? In this you have 899 plus GST, where the speed is just 100 Mbps, but you get all these things which we spoke about. Plus, if you want Prime, Amazon Prime and Netflix, you have to go for 1199 plan. If you don't want Prime, if you are a Prime member already, you need not get the Amazon Prime, right? So for them, they can opt for 899. But if you are someone who doesn't have the Prime Video or the Prime membership on Amazon, you can go for 1199 plan, where you will get Prime Video Amazon Prime subscription, Netflix Basic subscription, which is a 720 pixel, then Hotstar, Sony Live, Z5, Sun Next and everything, which should be covered under 100 Mbps up and down speed. Got it? Coming down to 150 Mbps, you saw the prepaid one, same plan, 999 plus GST, Amazon Prime, Hotstar, all things in this. Okay, 300 Mbps, you saw that, same thing here, Netflix Basic and this. So 2 things you have to consider is, if you have Prime membership, go for those things. According to that, if 100 Mbps is enough. If you really need the speed, because lot of devices are working at the same time, try to go for this, but understand you will get only the Netflix basic, not the better one. Okay, now coming on to this 2499, 500 Mbps up and down, Netflix standard is the 1080p one with 2 devices. Alright, then comes the 1 Gbps. 1 Gbps, it's like the top end model of the speed, and in this you are going to get Netflix Premium, which is the 4K one with I think 4 devices supported, if I am not wrong. Other than that, it's the same thing whichever you saw before. So who needs 1 Gbps? I really don't know. But if you need it, and if you are okay with paying 3,999 plus tax or 8,499 plus tax every month, all the best. So these are the plans, but I took the 399 plus tax. So now coming on to how my experience has been. I have to say I am really happy with the way the connection has been so far, touched, because the way every time something comes up, and the way they always respond with the automatic messages saying that this will be resolved by this time, this will be resolved by this time, they make sure that it happens. It is not an automatic message just for the sake of it. And one of the things which I really like about this so far is, whenever some issue is happening, even before my thought is like, okay, let me call the customer service and ask them whether it will get resolved or not, a message automatically pops up saying, you have this issue, this should be resolved by this time. So as a customer, I feel like I'm in a very safe space where I can trust the provider who is saying that, hey, I know there's an issue, we got you. It's fine. We'll take some time, but we'll make sure that the connection comes back as soon as possible. So whatever issue it is, you always get a message with some, proper time schedule saying that it should get resolved by this time. If it's a bigger issue, you will get automatic message saying this will get resolved by end of the day. Chennai floods happened recently, the Puyal and everything, the cyclone. At that time, the net came, I think 2 days after. When 2 days full cyclone, the third day when everything was trying to get back to normal, I got the internet by that day's 6 p.m. Even like the power came at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock or something like that. Net came by 6 p.m. So within 2 hours of electricity coming back, net also came back. And they immediately said, okay, because since it was getting back to normalcy, they just said that, this will take this much time, that much time, that much. I was like, dude, chill, take 2-3 days. I understand that this is very, it's a big issue and it's okay. But I was again surprised because, this area didn't have that much water and all, water logging and all. But it got resolved and internet came back within that day by 6 p.m. And I was like, damn. Again the same thing. Messages came, within this time it will come, within this time it will come. But it came and I was again surprised. So those kind of things has made me feel good about Jio so far. And that experience has definitely kind of made me feel like, okay, we should be feeling this, but not many companies makes you feel so. So I hope this continues. I hope they maintain the consistency. I hope even when they become the biggest, broadband players ever, because I know that there are Airtel and other competitions for them, but even if they become the biggest broadband provider in the country, I think they might already be. But even when they do that, become that, I hope the service remains the same and the standard remains the same. Okay, now let's check the speed. So I should be getting 30 Mbps as you know the plan. I'm getting 32 Mbps and the latency is 2 ms and upload speed is 22, 26, 27, around 30 Mbps, same thing. You can see that as well. So this is how it has been so far, and whenever I download I get around 3.2 or 3.5 megabits per second while downloading, especially the games. So I am with regard to speed, with regard to the consistency of the connection and everything, it's been really good, and I am really happy with the way it's been. Only thing is, alright, what are the things which I don't like about this is the way they were trying to sell higher prices plans, and they were just delaying the connection just because of that, for making a higher sale. That communication within the branches, those kind of things are always going to be an issue when it comes to, you know, the branches trying to sustain themselves by showing higher sales. But that shouldn't affect the customer, and in this case it did affect, because there was delay of certain months for me to get the connection, because of which I had to extend the amount of period I could, you know, go away from ACT. So that happened, but I am glad I made the leap. But that is one issue which I think which people might hear or get when they opt for JioFiber. The thing is, the communication always seems to be a bit of bother when it comes to such, you know, broadband services by any company, because it's like one person is in this department, another person is in this department. They don't have coordination between them, and that eventually in the end only affects the customer, and that shouldn't be the case, because these are service providing companies, so the customer should be treated much better than what they are. That's one issue. The second issue is, to call the customer care, it feels like you have to break into Tihar jail. I don't know why is that. Like, you have to call, you know, whatever the number is, I don't remember the number. You have to call this number, you have to get to the language, you have to get to your connection thing, you have to get to this internet thing, you have to get into that, and then after waiting for a long time, you will get into the customer care. I'm like, dude, see, just give me a human being's voice while I'm calling. But that is not the case, unfortunately. So these things would be my concerns with JioFiber. Okay, so other than that, it's been, you know, really good. And one more thing I forgot to mention was, you get a landline number with this as well, where they give you a Jio Join, app, where you get a special number, like separate number for yourself, where people can call you from another mobile as a landline. But the landline is basically your mobile, so it's basically call over Wi-Fi. The range of calling can happen within the Wi-Fi range only. If you go out of the Wi-Fi range, you cannot call in that number. So you get a landline number on your mobile in this app called JioJoin, where people can call you from their mobile as a landline, and that you can receive like a normal call, but you have to be connected through your Wi-Fi. So it's call over Wi-Fi, but it is called landline number. So this is another thing which they give. So if you are within the range of the Wi-Fi, you can pick up the call normally, you can talk the way you want. no need for SIM and everything. It's just like proper landline. So if your landline has Wi-Fi facility, you can use a proper landline as landline, but I am using it through my phone. I have the Jio Join app, but nobody calls me in that number because nobody is aware of it. So I just wanted to say that is also there. You get this number as well. So yeah. So other than this, if you have any other doubts, any other queries, comment section. Thank you for watching. That's all. Bye. Oh, and also people wondering why my cycle is in this area where I live in. It's because I had to change the freewheel in the cycle, and I had to do it myself. So that is the reason it's here, for anybody wondering. So